order.
Main market on Central.
Today is October the 17th, 6:05 p.m. Floresville Economic Development Meeting. My name is Ray Lambert. We'll establish a quorum. We have Mr. Andy Johnson, our city manager. We have Charlotte Jimenez Nelson, our EDC assistant. We have Hannah Doogie, a member. We have Randy Brewitt, member. David Zabolski, member. Donald C., member. Roy's not with us tonight. We have Sylvia Laricas, our attorney. Ben Reed, executive director. And myself, Ray Lambert. I'd like to, Sylvia, you want to give us an invocation, please?
Yes, you can please bow our heads as we go to our Lord in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for another wonderful day. Just thank you for allowing us to take another breath, dear Jesus. We thank you for all our blessings and all the blessings that you're going to bestow upon us in the future. We ask that you forgive us of our sins and that you help us live life according to your will. We also ask, dear Heavenly Father, that you be with the board members this evening that are here, and that you help them make the right decisions that are needed in order to go ahead and provide for the betterment of the citizens of Floresville. Dear Heavenly Father, that you give them peace and that tranquility and calmness, and that you help them today in reaching those tough decisions that sometimes have to be made, dear Heavenly Father. We ask that you lead them and protect them and keep us all safe, and most of all that you be with us this evening. We ask all this through your most holy name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. I feel that we also have with us our city councilman, Gloria Cantu, and Councilman Edward Burrell.
And then we're joined by Lana.
And Lina just stepped in.
Good picture.
Good picture. Do we have any citizens' comments at this time?
Yes, we do. Hey, good evening. Derek and Lauren Goblitz. We just come before you as the Floresville Community Market. Just give you a quick update on what's going on next month.
So you should have one of our flyers for November. That's going to be our next market. We have we always try to do things in conjunction with some of the other organizations, and the Lions Club is usually very good about participating. They're going to be doing some kiddie carnival games to raise funds for local food banks. So it's going to be their community project. So we're trying to get out that info to bring the kids in for that. It's already booked. I've got it booked full pretty much, 50 vendors, unless we can knock down the fence or spread out or something, because we need room to be able to, people to maneuver to unload. So we do have to have space left open. December is almost full, and I got information that the jailhouse is not going to be open on the second Saturday to help just to bring in more things to do, tourists and things like that. I did talk to Home on 3rd and asked her if she gets more traffic during that second Saturday when we're open, and she said she did, so I was really glad to hear that. One of the things that we're trying to do is, with all the different markets that we have now, with Helton, Livonia and stuff, we have to compete for our customers to come to our market, so we're always kind of asking Ben for some extra stuff to really make help people to decide to make our market, you know, to come down to downtown Floresville as their priority. If they only can pick one or only have one day to go, so we try to put those extra things in. We're going to be doing military appreciation with this next one because it is the day after Veterans Day. Different vendors will be having some specials for the military, and we'll have some swag bags that we got made up by the FEDC to be able to give out some of those as well that help also promote. So we just want to keep y'all informed of what's going on. Like I said, we do have a lot of competition, so whatever ideas or support or help, we're always open to that because we really want to make it something worth people's time to come and We always just need to be on the lookout for additional things. We'll have Santa, pictures with Santa, pictures with Elsa, some free gift wrapping in December, just those little extra things to try to make ours stand out above the rest of them. But if you have any questions, we're open to answer anything you might have questions about.
We appreciate all the support of the FEDC. We appreciate all y'all have done to help to grow the downtown area, and we appreciate being a part of it.
And we are looking to grow, so we'll have those future conversations with the American Legion, and then have those conversations with the city to come on as a partner. Maybe we can grow it to a part of downtown. You know, we can get to that. I think we're at 50, 60 vendors right now.
Well, I'm having to turn away vendors for November already because I
wanna-
don't know where else I'm going to put them, so.
So we want to see how we could grow that, maybe leak it onto a bigger downtown event.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Next item of business, under old business, CNA to approve meeting minutes from the regular meeting held on September 12th, 2022.
Just go over the old business. Need a hard copy?
Make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from September 12th, 2022 as written.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. C, a second by Mr. Pruitt. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item 1B under old business, CNA to approve meeting minutes from the workshop held on September 25th, 2022.
I move that we approve the workshop minutes as published.
Second.
Who seconded it?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pruitt, second by Mr. Jaworski. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
So we'll go to 2A, Royce, not here today. So I did want to talk about the final, we moved up this last year. Get to that page. So last time we're up 13.89%, 11,541. From this time, last year was 83, 093 up to 94, 634. And overall from last year, we're up to 12.79%. So we're up $132,356,000 in sales tax. So from this time last year, we're at $1,034,726. Now we're at $1,167,082 for this next year. So we're just gonna, even though we have a budget approved, it's just just be real conservative as we use those budgets to see how this next year with interest rates and everything else goes. So that's a good hard number, but I want to say congratulations to the board with all your hard work this last year and able to work with the city of Floresville and the council. Floresville's moving in the right direction. So if you want to move on to look at the other stuff for the year, we pretty much have one more meeting with Cindy just to iron out all the last checks and balances that came in after the budget year to make sure everything is paid and where it fits. And so I had one with her. So as soon as I have that final report, you'll get it next month. And if you want to scroll the next page, the checks, and it's the credit card transactions.
Any questions about the financial overview?
Just a novelty question, just curious why we bought a set of bolt cutters.
Because we couldn't get into, they're in my office with the FDC logo on it, we couldn't get into the GVC, was trying to get in the tower. Somehow, a mysterious lock showed up to lock the locks together. There was an old lock, it was an old lock that was on there, and it had a yellow mark on it. We ran an event with Wilson Community Health Clinic. When they took a donation of like chairs and stuff, when they moved out, they needed a place to store it. They donated it to us. When we talked about donating to small businesses. When they locked, I said, hey, just lock it to lock, not the X. They locked it to the X, to the bad lock. And so I didn't have a key to that lock, so they couldn't. Yeah, we were locked out. I couldn't get in, he couldn't get in, so we bought a set of bolt cutters that honestly, I can tell you, didn't work. So we bought the biggest set. I mean, I wasn't gonna spend like $200. I know they bolters are expensive. We bought like a $34 set. Man, we tried and tried. Eventually the guy for G was like, well, I got a thing. I was like, well, we should have told me that before, but I got a $30-something.
That's why I thought it was weird, because for that amount of money, it had to be a pretty small set of bolt cutters, and you can't cut too much.
Yeah, you know, I don't know a lot about stuff like that, so me and Charlotte and him, I think it was weird. No, Charlotte wasn't there that day. I was running around telling her didn't know what I was doing. They'll cut all locks, but it will cut the locks that we have on some other stuff, so it does work.
Any other questions? Very well. Moving on, under new business, item 3A, CNA to approve the facade grant and signage grant for Creekside RV Park. Mr. Alvarez, you here?
Do not think they're present.
Their manager said they were gonna come, so.
Someone want to table that?
I'll make a motion to table that.
Second.
All those in favor of a motion to table, presented by Diana, second by Mr. C.
Aye.
Aye.
Comment on that particular item and others like it. This is the second meeting, I believe, that they've not attended it. At what point do we just say, instead of tabling?
That's what we're gonna talk
Talk
about.
about that after a while.
We were talking about that when we get down to that, because I have a couple that you call and ask them to come, like, I can't come down, I can come next month, it's just, when do you cut it off?
Okay.
After the
these are-
session, that's why we'll be able to do that in the future, and I agree with what you're asking.
I totally agree, so I need that.
Thank you.
Under, again, item 3B, CDA to approve advertisement sponsorship for the Wilson County Ballet. Have any citizens' comments?
We're gonna have
Mr. McCormick, if you'd like to come up. You're welcome.
Mr. McCormick?
Thank you. I'm Mike McCormick, father of Diane McCormick, owner of the Wilson Ballet and former partner of the Wilson County School of Ballet and Performing Arts. She has asked me to be here to represent her as she's instructing at her sister ballet school in Medina Ballet in Honolulu this evening. The Wilson Ballet has been selected to be the San Antonio Post Ballet School for the formerly named Moscow Ballet Great Russian Nutcracker, now called Nutcracker, the Magic of Christmas Ballet, on November 3rd this year. The Wilson Ballet in historic downtown Floresville will have Ms. Bogdana Kopi, ballerina from Ukraine, and we'll be rehearsing that evening, or that day, the children's cast during the day, and these students are from all around the San Antonio area, and many of them from different cities as far as Hondo and Uvalde. They will be learning the choreography for the upcoming performance at the Majestic Theater in downtown San Antonio for the December performance. And we'll be rehearsing at the studio until that time. We ask that an event as special and unique as this to be given a reception to honor the audition and rehearsal director and children's cast to be held at the beautiful City Hall in Floresville in the evening of November 3rd. Several families, up to 60, will be driving here, purchasing food and staying, perhaps overnight, prior to or after the reception here in Floresville. We will be ordering flowers from local florists and food from the local grocery store, as well as in Floresville. Prior to COVID-19, the County Judge Dickey hosted this event in 2017, and the Friends of the Library of Wilson County hosted the event in 2018. We look forward to hosting this event along with the EDC at the beautiful City Hall that has been recently renovated, so the public, if they wish, could attend and meet this extraordinary ballerina and the cast she has chosen. We ask that an amount of $300 be awarded so items may be purchased for this event, and access to the area in which the event would take place be accessible so they could decorate this reception the day of, and that the EDC would be present for this momentous event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now, do we have any citizens' comments?
Yes, I talked to Diane.
If I may, Madam Attorney, I would like to abstain from voting since I have a business relationship with the schools. Any questions?
Understood.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, we got on the phone with Dan earlier today, and prior, we were talking about hosting a reception. I didn't know where it's located. She had asked to use maybe this area or the lobby. I told her that's a conversation for Mr. Jocelyn, since this is the City Hall and we just have an office here. So they're going to take the next steps on doing that. So today, it's just to become a marketing, to help with the marketing, to bring people in to town to help with the reception. So she would market us on maybe her Facebook, announce us the day of the event, and everything like that. So that was the request. It's pretty unique. Look at the history that how the county did it in the library. The two had COVID, and the last 2 years it's been in the Hondo area by her Medina School. And so for it to come back to Floresville, pretty neat to have that. And it's going to be open to the public. So the more money she can raise towards this, it makes this a better event after them. So we've been marketing the businesses and the school. She does a great job. I know she comes to all the events when we have them, and they are great for all the Christmas, all the other events. So my motion is to help out with her request of $300.
And before, I know before COVID, she did do a lot to try to provide some type of entertainment or something for the community. I remember when we had something Halloween one year, and she does that haunted house, and she even had the dancers performing that Thriller.
Yes, Thriller. She did the
So it'd
Nutcracker.
be nice if those things come back. So
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we sponsor the Wilson County Ballet for advertisement.
Second.
I have a motion by Lana, a second by Randy
For the $300.
For the $300.
for the $300 amount. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And Mr. Podolsky recused himself.
So it'll be 501.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick.
Yes, tell her thank you. We look forward to more from her now that COVID's dwindling down.
And then Andy will give you the city's card about maybe using whatever facility the city might have available, whether that be here at the warehouse or the event center.
She's flexible and very appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
She likes the music.
from your own.
Moving on to item D, CNA to approve providing budgeted amount up to front to the powwow coordinator.
We're not doing C? We're on C.
C. Oh, C?
C.
I thought we just took a vote on C.
No.
For the $300?
B, that was B.
B. So let's move back to C. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
CNA to approve advertised sponsorship for the businesses window decorating contest.
Good evening, thank you for having us. Obviously, I am not Mark Burris. I'm Laura Dolly, I'm the treasurer of the Chamber of Commerce and also the committee chair for the Christmas window decorating contest. So, going to make it short. This is the second year that we're bringing the contest back. There was a hiatus for a while, partially of COVID, but also because board changes and they didn't continue on with the tradition. Last year, we had 18 participating businesses, and this year's goal is between 25 and 30 is what we're looking to have this year. It's member businesses, non-member businesses, any business in the Floresville area is able to participate. We have nailed down our theme this year, and it's going to be It's a Country Christmas. So part of the voting and the judging goes into the fact of if they're getting close to the theme. The entry fee for each business is a new unwrapped toy or toys. All of those toys go to our local Blue Santa program, and we collected a lot of toys last year. Something new that we're doing this year is we're creating a map of lights using a QR code, so any business that participates will be able to push that code out to the public, so they can just scan the code and it will take them the easiest route to the maps of all the businesses that are participating. Prizes are going to be trophies, and the trophies always seem to be the bigger draw. We'll have first, second, and third place trophies. We did red ones last year. We're going to go back to the green ones for this year, and the chamber will be taking care of that. And then last year, we gave cash prizes thanks to the EDC. Our cash prizes were $250, $150, and $100 respectively for the first, second, and third place. The cool thing about what happened last year is 2 of the 3 that won the prizes immediately donated the cash to the Blue Santa program. They didn't even keep the money for themselves, which we thought was really neat. Not a guarantee, but it was kind of cool. We'd also like to ask, possibly for you guys to sponsor that program again. We're looking at growing it even bigger than it has been in the past. And then also we would request that during the tree lighting ceremony at some point we have time to do a presentation to those businesses. We'll call them and let them know so they can come up and accept their trophy. We still have the large dry erase check from last year that we can reuse again. Thank you, Ben. And that's really all I have on that one. We're looking at having the judging the night of, I believe it's December 3rd. It's the night before the Saturday event. The judging, we'll have the judges go around, do all the judging, and there's, of course, goodie bags. We already have a couple of people in this room that are judges for us. Thank you, guys. And we would just appreciate your help in supporting that event, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to take those.
I think it's really good that they're expanding it to 181 as well, so the more we can get out throughout the whole town to get all business involved, I think that's great. So I really like that twist on it this year. So yeah, the $500 was the cash sponsorship. If y'all feel the need to throw something else in to maybe do some little extra marketing help with the QR code, that's open for discussion. We do have a budget, and it falls within that budget for Christmas. That day, we are partnering, just so they know, it's going to be a really busy day. We have like the Wilson School Ballet going to come present with all the other dance studios here in town, Studio C, and some other ones. I believe we're going to, Andy and the city are going to have a parade this year, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to clap for that. So I'm excited that we're bringing back the night parade, and they're really busy on hopefully getting that out for people to join. So we're going to start with lighting the tree, having the events, have a light parade route with lights, and we really neat this year. So.
And vendors as well.
And vendors as well. The chamber's going to sponsor the vendor, and it'll be really, really cool. So a vendor, we'll have a parade, we'll have some people singing, and we'll have just a really good event. We met with Wilson County News. They decided to make their late night shopping only on that Friday, to move it to Saturday. We're working on trying to figure out like an all-day, even though it's called late night shopping, an all-day shopping thing. We have one more meeting coming up here pretty soon. We're going to iron out all that with them as well, and with some prizes for everyone that can go to each place, and we'll sponsor a grand prize drawing from that as well. We'll talk about that in November. But other than that, my recommendation is to sponsor the cash prize for the $500. Let's see about anything else they want to add on.
Any citizens' comments, other questions?
But it was cool though that, right, they got up there on stage last year and like, oh, we're just gonna get the money right here, and they just handed the check right back over to the booth stand.
That's good. You entertain a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the advertising sponsorship for the Chamber of Commerce Business Window Decorating Contest for amount of $500.
Motion by Mr. C,
I'll second.
seconded by Hannah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item D, CNA to approve providing budgeted amount up front to the powwow coordinator. Mr. Reed.
We are working on combining a flyer. Me and Andy met on the day of the 29th. They were doing a fall festival, and it was going okay. But he had got email. I got email from Chief Juan, the Common Crew Tribe of South Texas, and said, hey, you know, they've been waiting for the new year. They've been waiting for some changes there at the event center, and he's got that all ironed out with his staff. And so he's been saying, hey, we want to put the powwow on again, and we had that marketed in the budget. We saw that. He gave us some dates. It just so happened that the dates that they could come really fit within the indigenous people's month that had come along with Columbus Day. And so one of the dates was the 29th. So me and he met about it, and he thought it was a great idea that once we approved the funds, we had already had a pre-meeting, but can't make any promises until after tonight. But we'd like to do the powwow on a 2-day event on the 28th from 5 to 10. And then on the 29th, they would have it from 10 to 5 o'clock with, I believe, the market starting at 10. We'll have a market going on as well, 10 till as long as people want to stay. So Lauren and Derek will help run that market out there. And then from 5 to midnight, they're going to do the fall festival and have some entertainment with the city. So with the budget that they have and we have, we can really make a really neat 2-day event. So with that being said, I just, anytime we spend, we have it approved in our budget to just make it formal to cut that check. I think we pay half up front and half the day of the event for the tribe to get all their deposits and get the drums down here for that date. So that was my motion. The budget is $10,000. And they turn in a budget. I got a semi one, but until we know for sure, and before in the check, he'll have to turn in a budget that's going to be broken down for our records like he did last year.
So it's just going to be kind of one continuous event going from the powwow right into the fall festival.
That's correct. It worked out real good for us to be able to maximize how many people we can get in there. If you were privy to be at the powwow last year, it was pretty entertaining. They had a lot of people come in from out of town. It was a lot of fun. So we already had a fall fest planned, and figured we could just join those and then keep it going for the 2 days and have the vendors there, plus the powwow, plus everything else that we can come up with for the kids, the hay rides, and the music for the adults and
Karaoke.
yeah, just and a karaoke. So
I think they have some dancing. Halloween people are going to come in and stuff like that, and really good events for the kids. And like I said, putting together a free hay ride for anyone who wants to come in that evening. We worked it out. The city will run the food the entire time, so we have nothing to do with any food or anything like that throughout the day. The city will run that for the 2-day event. So my recommendation is to move forward with a lot of the amount of the $10,000 budgets for the powwow on October 28th and 29th.
Any questions?
Do we also have money budgeted for the fall festival to assist with that? Or not?
The what?
Do we also have money budgeted for the fall festival? No.
They have their own budget.
Yeah,
for the
that's out,
4A.
that's out of the 4A budget that we've got. We
We're
had,
gonna combine it.
certain events, and that's one of them.
Make a motion to approve the amount requested for the powwow on the 29th of October.
And that would be $10,000?
$10,000.
Yes.
A motion by Mr. Dobowski,
Second.
second by Mr. Ruette. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
We're good, because I think the chief jumped the gun and put his own flyer out there, which I've gotten about 40 phone calls in 2 days. It's unreal. It's supposed to be arriving at one of the, we hit the right time of the year where it's a low, and yeah, it's pretty exciting. So, pass that to Lawrence and we're done tomorrow. Thank you.
Moving on to item E, CNA to approve obtaining bids for mowing of the FEDC's properties.
So as you know, this has been a topic of discussion. I did have to do one last cut previous of last year that'll come out to get all the mowing, because I don't know how long this process is going to take with us. So that's our last cut that gets us through the winter months, right? So everything goes dormant. We really just do touch up of weed eating. We don't have any big cuts and stuff. So with last year's budget, so with this new budget year, before we didn't want to spend any money without just getting approved to move forward with the bidding, and then whatever expenses are incurred with promoting that in the Wilson County News, putting it online, and getting that word out to everyone so we have that program of bid. So just want to get approval to move forward with the bidding process. Since we talked about it, but we have a formal vote on it today like we talked about.
What kind of time frame we put on having the bid open?
Oh, the sooner the better. I mean, we
How
cut
long?
30 days to get it done. I think if we could start now, we could put it in the paper next week, get everything in with like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe have November. If something slips up, for sure by December, because we won't need any cutting until later on.
Yeah,
So,
it's a good idea.
so I was trying to make sure we had that done. So you'll see that in next month, and it has a lot of some construction things that I really needed moved over and some things like that. So, but that's where we're at to tie that up and move forward. And
I move we go
we have 3
forward.
properties. Just for the record, it'll be our Phelps 181, and it'll be our, including with the Phelps downtown, our industrial park, and then it'll also be our business park. We've never cut that, so I want to go in and get that one completely cleaned out as well. So we'll have 4 of those ones.
I'll make a motion that we go forward with obtaining bids for mowing the FEDC properties as noted.
I have a motion by Mr. C,
A second.
second by Hannah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Okay. All right, with this one, I'm real excited about this process and what we've done, but I'm gonna be glad to pass the ball over to our lawyer Sylvia and let her update you where we're at on the sign of the facade grant.
That's a great thing for you to do
You're
on.
welcome.
Think about all the rest of the notes that are going on.
I know.
But this was something that the board approved. I went out and I put it all together, then I sent it out to everybody and to Mr. Reed and Charlotte. I heard back from Mr. Del Bosque with some new suggested verbiage. I went ahead and I added that in and sent it back to Mr. Reed and to Charlotte. However, I think that's the only individual that I've heard back from.
I think Brandy said it looked good, Hannah said it
You're
looked.
good with it? Everybody else?
I responded, I looked at it, there's some formatting issues on my end, but I don't know if it's because I was working on the Mac. And,
Yes.
And
okay.
Charlotte had put some
Yeah.
changes in, and
Yes.
I'm fixing the format, so once we get all back, we'll
Okay.
sit down and format it
Yeah,
the right
if we
way.
can send as a PDF, maybe next time.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay, that way, I just know when we go back and forth between different softwares, things move
I think we
around.
said it like
I'll
that in case you want to
remember
highlight it and change and send back. but-
Yeah, and what I'll usually do, I'll put my comments on the side and then I'll
Okay.
highlight it. If my highlights do not come out, what I make sure of doing as well is to bold it so that you'll know it's there. So if you don't see yellow, look for bold print. That's coming from me. But in future items, I will go ahead and send you a PDF. So that way, when you get that, let me know if you can go ahead and convert that, and if you have problems, let me know again, and we'll see what we gotta do.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
And I believe, this is a living document as well that we can change throughout the time. So today was just to get a vote, just so we can start moving forward. Like you said, at that time, we can talk about that, David, to tie up those loose end ones I have. And I'll be emailing that list out. I had some that just popped up like in the last couple of days that were handed out over the last few months, like, hey, we want to get this turned in. And so moving forward, we'll bring that to the board on the ones that had I believe it's like a Decent, it's this Creekside, it's the laundromat, and I believe the only other one that's communicated, but they've been kind of going really fast, is out there with Nicole Alcantara at the Blue Casa Village, with those 5 or 6 businesses that have gone in there. They moved a little bit faster than what they even had hoped for, so how we can break that down of what is hers and what the new businesses have to adhere to this new application process.
I was excited about the workshop. I think the board did a really, really good job, had really good suggestions, had really good improvements, and clarification was done. It was something that was needed. It was an old document. So I commend each and every one of you guys. I think you guys did a wonderful job. Gives you more clarification on what needed to be done, so that you will not be out there just wondering and thinking, what do we really mean by facade? So, really excited about that.
John,
I
any
think I have
questions?
one, I'm sorry?
You have any more questions?
No, yeah, I had one about, excuse me, on the resolution wording for the city to approve, right? Correct, the city has to approve the resolution?
Yes.
On section 5,
Let me look at it real quick.
no, I'm sorry, section 6.
Okay, are we looking at paragraph 6 or section 6?
Section 6.
That the FEDC Board of Directors approve a performance agreement which may be utilized and executed before the distribution of said facade and or signage grant funds.
Yeah, I'm just concerned that verbiage conflicts with the verbiage in the Economic Development Performance Agreement itself, where it says that this act, section 501.158 of the act, requires a performance agreement to be provided, and we're using the verbiage may be used. I think we absolutely need to lock that in, that we have to have one. What it says, there's something for a case-by-case basis.
Closer, we can hear you, please.
I'm sorry?
Perfect, thank you.
I think
Okay,
we
so-
actually need to lock down the verbiage that we need to have in the performance agreement on any of those that we
Okay.
pay out.
So what I would suggest, sir, is under section C, that the following, that it be modified to read as follows, that the FEDC Board of Directors approve a performance agreement which shall be utilized and executed before the distribution of said facade and or signage grant funds. That will make it mandatory instead of instead of just being made.
Because it is pretty open in the wording, in the regulation about what you require. It could be wide open
To not
to.
having
Because
to.
all the performance grants are going to be different.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's gonna be
Okay.
different,
Exactly.
but what we're gonna, I'll agree that section 6, take out the word may and implement the word shall, which means that it will be mandated, that you will utilize a performance agreement. Yeah, that's under section 6, shall, and then that way it will not be in conflict with your performance agreement, which is attached there too.
Because also, I'm just a little concerned that in the policy that we really don't talk about it very much. And I think we just need to make sure that the people, when they apply, they understand that there will be some form of performance
Yes.
involved with the grant.
Are you good with that
Would-
change, Mr. C? And then I guess the board can,
Would that also apply to the approval agreement form? Would that be added to it, where a performance agreement is
Been signed and.
will be? Because that's asking of the participant whether they understand the requirements. I don't know
Yes,
if
I think that will cover that, Mr. Pedrosa,
Okay.
because it says you will utilize the performance agreement.
Okay,
And like Mr. Reed indicated, it's going to be different for every business because there are going to be different amounts and different things that will be utilized, but that is mandating the performance agreement,
okay,
no matter what, sir.
great, thank you.
Any other questions?
But you guys have done good.
Any citizens' comments? Do we need to vote on that change, Sylvia, or you're just gonna bring it back with this other
Yes,
agenda?
sir. Ben, are you ready for it to be voted on?
Yeah, with those changes.
Yeah, with just this change as indicated that section 6, the word may will be substituted with the word shall. Okay?
Someone like to make that motion?
You know, I'm not sure what we're voting on here. We're voting to finalize this as is.
Your recommendation.
That change, but.
To
Yeah.
approve the revised one.
To approve the revised facade and its signage grant application with the change to be made on section 6, to indicate or to substitute that shall substitute the word may.
I have
On
people that
section
want to
6.
start applying to this new budget year, so I just need to know, and then do we continue with as we're doing? I mean, we can only put on hold for so long, so with today, like I said, it's a living document until we come back and see things
make more.
and change it, we just update November, so the ones moving forward. So I talked to Sylvia about, so, or we set a,
This is so you'll have this one to go, to utilize, Mr. C, instead of having your own one that was since 2015. And I think that one was very confusing and very open-ended, and y'all wanted more clarity, so you won't have that in this new document.
No, I mean, the content, I'm pretty comfortable with.
So this would apply to all the ones that are pending right now. If we agree on it today, this would apply to the ones that are pending?
No, just the new.
What, how many are pending, do we know?
Because there's several.
there's 3 pending and then one that is out there asking, but they haven't turned anything in yet, so I can
Okay,
make
so
them.
the fourth one will.
Yeah, they'd have to
this will
go
be
to these, we'd have to just work with them through the transition from that to the new document since they'd already started a lot of work.
And with the no-shows?
If they are pending and this is active as of today, if we vote on it, I would move that we make it effective today.
Today.
The only one
Yeah.
that said they couldn't come today was the decent. He just was in Wyoming on a.
Right, no, I meant, but they could come and revisit the opportunity to receive the grant based on the new parameters.
guidelines.
Right. So I'll make a motion to accept the
Because the
document.
guidelines are the same, as
Right.
far as like you don't start it until, that
Exactly.
was already in effect, so.
It's just a lot more clarity and certainly
Yeah.
with some teeth into
So
it.
this can still apply to those.
Right. And they would agree to a performance agreement and what have you, which is something new. So I'll make a motion to approve the document with the revisions that we discussed and make it effective for the pending applications.
With the pending.
Right.
Sounds-
Have a motion by Mr. Dvorsky.
Second.
I'd like to make a comment, just like to make a comment before we vote. I'm just opposed to approving it today, solely based on the fact that I would like to see a finished product before we put the EDC's name on something we're signing. Not just format, not just content, but formatting as well. I'm just not really comfortable with the way the whole thing looks and flows as it is, but that's just my personal opinion.
Well, we do have a motion on the floor, and we have a second.
Who was the second, Mr. Brooks?
Mr. Brewitt,
Okay.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Mr. C's on the motion passes. One against.
Thank you.
Consider to approve a date and time for our social committee meeting. Ed?
Yes. So, I wanted to get moving on this social committee. I have something to talk about in the future agenda items, so I really need to start moving the social along a little bit faster than I wanted to. So it's just going to take more people. So I want the committee to come together whoever would like to be on it, and see if we can knock down a date next week
Are we talking social media?
to social media.
Okay.
So I want to see who want to be part of it. We have a pretty full week. I start, and I will be off on a Thursday for treatment, so the 20th and the 3rd of November. So the next week works out pretty good, my schedule early on the week. So anytime y'all want to meet, Tuesdays is my better day on an off week it's going to be in the evening, the 25th. So I think it's something for the 25th that day. If people can make it during the day, we can make it during the day that want to do it. If not, in the evening of the 25th next week.
Questions?
Anybody that I know Hannah wanted to be on it, myself,
I would,
Donald.
I can't do the evening of the 25th, though.
You can do it during the day?
I can do it during the day on the
Can you do it
24th.
during the
maybe?
day? We can do like a lunch?
On the
thing?
24th, would it work?
20, oh, we can do, if it's during the day, we can do it Monday or Tuesday.
I
Either
can't
day.
do it Tuesday.
What?
I do it Monday
You
during.
can do Monday during the day?
Mhm.
I can do Monday during the day.
Monday during the day actually works better for me.
Okay,
24th? 24th.
so say 12 o'clock. I'll see myself. I know Charlotte's going to be part of it.
What will be the date, please?
November 24th at 12 o'clock.
It's a Monday.
It's Monday. Okay. So if we could just,
We would put that form of a motion, make it as an action item.
yes.
Make a motion, we have a meeting of the social media workshop on Monday, the 24th at noon.
Motion by Mr.
Wouldn't be
Singh.
it's going to be a committee meeting, not a workshop,
Meeting.
because that we have to have a quorum, but I want to post it in case we do have a quorum, that people know that, so by Friday, we just say, hey, we're having this committee. It could be before Gregory was meeting together, but to follow our state laws. So it's for a social committee meeting, not workshop.
Second?
Second by Ms. Hannah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Debbie here?
Yes, here at City Hall, yes.
You want to go in on this one?
Yeah, I've kept rolling, so I'll let him know.
Item H, city to approve date, time for a workshop to discuss the Phelps property project timeline.
So, that day I was looking at, that's gonna be an evening one for the whole board. I was gonna see if we could do it on November 1st. November 1st, or the 8th is the election day. I don't wanna go into any, maybe the 1st, the 14th or the 15th. The Halloween is on Monday, the 31st. But the 1st or the 15th in the evening, that's for myself. If the 14th, we have to, I'll make it work. So I just want to have that workshop to set those goals and timelines to move forward so we can get moving on the Phelps project.
That's a Tuesday.
Yeah, either the first or the 15th.
First is a Tuesday, yes.
So Chelsea.
And the 15th is also a Tuesday.
Yeah, or the 14th.
So what are the available dates?
The first, we can do the 7th, that Monday the 7th, the 1st of November, the 7th, the 14th or the 15th.
And the first two are both Mondays?
The 1st is a Tuesday, the 7th is a Monday, the 14th is a Monday, and the 15th is a Tuesday.
Does any particular date work better for everybody than another?
We can make a motion to send a poll out, and we can get that out with those dates, and we can vote on it and go with what.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, I just want to make a motion, move forward, so we can set that date, and it really helps Charlotte and myself plan, so we get the appropriate verbiage out workshop posted there. So we can put a workshop with those dates, so the 1st, 7th, 14th, 15th. Time would be 5:30. I think we started at 5:30 or 6 last time.
I think we started at 5:30 last time.
5:30,
Yeah, I
we
think
started at
might have
5:30.
been earlier.
Start at 5:30. I'll put I got, a motion to put an email survey out. That way Roy can put his schedule.
I'll make that
Put in form of
motion.
Okay, so Brianna, you're gonna make that one?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Second.
And did you make the motion?
She made it. Ms.
Diana?
Martinez did.
Okay, Diana made the motion.
Second by.
David second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passed. Item I, CNA to approve future budget item agendas, or agenda items. Ben?
Yeah, so we've been going to a lot of these conferences like TML and Small Business Conference. And one thing that we're getting a lot of business, so if you look to other small cities, and one's a couple our size, I think Barney kind of beat us a little bit to the punch as we were trying to get some of the apps up and going, but they got a thing called Blue Dot. Not saying we have to go with Blue Dot, but as they're that social committee and these guidelines set forward, it's going to take more than just me and Charlotte posting, because sharing access to the social media platforms and multiple platforms, because we would like to do like move into future agenda items. We talk about like digital directories and stuff like that for the city of Floresville, for the small businesses. Because as you can see, some of the times during the day, it was a Boston's Day, so we wanted to give them some cookies, and great minds think alike. David just brought them. I think he likes the cookies over there.
Mhm.
I do too.
You tell?
They're recording my wife because I'm on diet.
Right.
But, a lot of people ask the same questions, what time are you open? And so make sure that we can have many different platforms for these businesses to post on that are small, up and coming. So we need really that social community together. So we'll be having some future agenda items come up about a digital
This will be tied to the meetings that you're having. Is this where you're going to brainstorm and then?
See what other cities are doing. See what cities like Livonia, Pleasanton, other cities like Kerrville. There's a city north of Dallas, Gunther, and things like that. They're small, but have a lot of less staff. They're just working smarter, not harder. So in order to do that, it takes a lot of social media, and something we need to brainstorm about that committee and make sure if we are going to hit all these avenues from, say, Facebook to LinkedIn to Twitter to Instagram, we're just going to have to have a good plan in place. So that was my future agenda items, just talking about the digital directories to help the small businesses. And they also have little things like digital roadmap, right? So you have your digital roadmap of your big businesses, and you break it down your digital roadmap of your boutiques, and then you have your digital roadmap of just your small businesses throughout your town. So we can kind of control what that roadmap looks like.
Very well. Sylvia, you get to do this one.
Okay, yes, I'll read it for you.
Thank you, Ben.
Okay, this is pertaining to section 4 executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Chapter 551. The Floresville Economic Development Corporation may at any time during the meeting post the meeting and hold an executive session pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act codified as Chapter 551 Texas Government Code, which permits closed meetings pursuant to Section 551.071 for purposes of consulting with its attorney, Section 551.072, deliberating about real property, Section 551.073, deliberating about gifts and donations, Section 551.074, deliberating about personnel matters, Section 551.076, deliberating about security devices, Section 551.084, regarding the exclusion of witnesses in connection with an investigation, Section 551.086, deliberating, voting, and taking action as a prior utility on a competitive matter, Section 551.087, deliberating about economic development negotiations, and Section 551.088, deliberating about test items to discuss and or deliberate any of the posted matters to be considered during the open meeting. If it If it does go into executive session, the Floresville Economic Development Corporation may deliberate in executive session, vote on the matter in open session, and announce it for the minutes. So you will need the time, sir, and a motion, and a second, and a vote to go into executive session. Pursuant to.
We have, it is, I have a form of motion.
I make a motion, we move into executive session.
I
I have a
second.
motion by Leanna,
Second.
second by Hannah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's 7 o'clock even.